Peace. Shalom, shalom. First and foremost, giving honor and praise to the God of Abraham, Isaac, and Yaakov. Giving double honors to 7130 South Chicago that taught me this truth. Giving double honors to all the brothers and sisters that the Creator has awoken in these last days. With that being said, peace and shalom. All right, brothers and sisters, I was out earlier today. I was on my way to work. Actually, I'm at work now. So I just thought about doing a lesson today, and what I wanted to talk about was a experience that I had today on the train. And normally when I catch the train, I always get on the front car. You know what I'm saying? Because just in case something happened, I'll be in front of the conductor, which they can't save you or nothing like that, but I just always feel comfortable this past couple of months with sitting in the front of the car on the train. So, I'm in Chicago, so I'll be on the red line or the green line a lot. And plus, I had a couple of encounters, on the trains, right? But this particular day, I was on my way to work, so I didn't get the opportunity to get on the front of the car because the train was coming. So I didn't want to be running and trying to go all the way to the front car and stuff, so I just got on the back car. So when did I get on there? I got on at Roosevelt. But while I'm on, no, actually, I didn't get on the car. I didn't get on the train at Roosevelt. I actually got on the train on 55th. That's why I got on there. So I'm riding the train. So I think the train stopped at Roosevelt or Jackson, and there was about 3 individuals got on the train. And a lot of times they look like you could tell they really up to no good, or they just out here. So it was a female, 2 guys. So they got on the train, they sit down. So me and one of the guys, we kind of uh, had eye contact. And next thing you know, it was another guy. He came from the other car, and he was passing out something, like something he was passing out, but I wasn't bad. So I'm doing my thing. I'm on my phone as, watching videos and stuff. But I always pay attention to my surroundings, because really that's a decoy. Like, you play like you not doing nothing, or you just in your phone, but really you paying attention to what's going on. And a lot of people don't really do that. And sometimes they don't know how to do it. But anyway, another gentleman got on the train. So when he got on, a lot of times they get on the train, they be selling things. And he trying to sell something with some bucket boys on there or whatever. So, I'm not bad or whatever. So he had sparked a conversation with one of the guys that was on the train that got on with the female and the other guy. So he talking to the guy in an aggressive tone. So I'm like, oh wow, here we go. So in my mind, I'm praying to the Creator that don't not happen, because I don't really know what's gonna happen. So he jumped up on the chair and got all in the guy's face like he finna do something to the guy. So the guy kind of moved away from him. But that's when I kind of realized that they all together. So they know each other. So they 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 doing what they doing. But see, my first mind was I should have got up and got on the other car. But a lot of times your pride don't let you do that because you don't want to feel like a coward or or you leaving because of these individuals. But in actuality, that's the smartest thing that you can ever do. Is because see when you got a lot of guys together, a lot of these guys be cowards. Majority, I would say a good 95% of these guys, like you see on the picture, a lot of these guys are cowards. It's only maybe a good 5% of them that's really about what they say. But the rest of them, they cowards. But when they come together and form some type of unity amongst each other, that's where a lot of these guys they get really tough and they got a lot of heart because of the people that they with. And let me hit you with something, man. This is one of the things that I was kind of forced to understand for myself is because I could have got into the gang culture, I could have got into the drug culture, but that's something that I didn't want to do is because that type of spirit wasn't on me to do things like that. And I could have easily got into those type of fields is because of the people I hung with and the area where I grew up at. Right, I grew up Southside Chicago out of B. Wells. See, I'm from the projects. You know what I'm saying? And but see, the creator sent me to another path and I had to really learn how to be a man on my own. I had ups and downs, trials and tribulations. And the reason why I'm saying this is because, see, a real man got to be able to stand on his own, right? Before he can get into a crowd of people, is because majority of the time when you with a lot of folks, a lot of them people be scary. Like they don't really have the same temperament as you, right? And I'm not saying this to be on no carnal stuff. I'm just saying this that, you have to be a man by yourself. And this is where a lot of these young guys, they don't really understand this. But back to the story. So my stop is my stop is Argyle. So they talking about they finna go all the way to Addison. So I'm like, wow, these punks finna be on the train all day, right? But still, my pride don't want to just say, look, get out these guys' way and move around because they on the train, they drinking, they smoking, and it's always one person out of the group. He always got that tough mentality, or he always try to feel like he got to prove something. And the best thing that you can do, brothers and sisters, is just get out these people way. Let's look at the scripture, and I'm gonna expound on it. This is the book of Proverbs, the fourth chapter, I'm going to start at the 14th verse. It says, enter not into the path of the wicked, and go not in the way of an evil man. And see a lot of these guys out here, see, they evil. See, and the scripture says, enter not in the path of the wicked. See, so what does that mean? When you see trouble, brothers and sisters, you gotta move around. You gotta get away from these cats. It's because I think it's in the book of Matthew. See, a lot of these people, they heart is what? It's wax cold. See, a lot of these guys, they got a, they got a dark heart. See, it's cool to be in gangs and things of this nature. This is what society promotes in our neighborhoods. That's why you got a lot of these guys out here and see they in the neighborhood causing trouble, right? So when we saying this, it says, enter not in the path of the wicked and go not in the way of the evil man. See, it doesn't mean that you're a coward, brothers and sisters, because the first thing that you have to do is you have to preserve your life, because your life means everything. See, that's an investment, is your life, your spirit, to be able to come and go home as you please. Now look, if it's a situation where, just like I was talking to one of my brothers about the situation, like, man, you can move around. But if a person is following you, or a person try to do bodily harm on you, then that's another story. See, you got a right as a human being to be able to preserve your life. But see, we got to start listening to the Creator that speaks to us in the mind. See, when you see trouble, you got to get out the way. Verse 15, it says, avoid it and pass not by it. Turn from it and pass away. See, so when you see trouble, you got to go the other way. See, it's because if you're a person with integrity, and you're a person, if you're a fighter, then next thing you know, something happened. Give you an example, right? While I was sitting on the train with those guys, I had two, I ain't had no guns, but I had things on me that could have did bodily harm. Now let's look at this, right? Let's analyze this. Let's say I'm sitting down and they want to be on dummy, meaning that they want to start some ruckus, and then they throw something over there at me. Now I'm a person. See, I'm not gonna let you just walk over me. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is, because you threw something at me, I gotta test the waters now. See, I gotta test the waters. But see, all that could have been avoided if I would have just simply went the other way, right? So we gotta take these things in mind, brothers and sisters, when we outside with people that's that's beneath you. And we ain't saying this to be braggadocious, but it's just facts. A lot of these people that's out here moving and shaking and moving around doing things they ain't got no business. See, they not thinking on a high level. They really thinking on a low level. See, you supposed to be able to stand upon the waters. And the water symbolizes what? The masses of people. See, and the waves that's on the sea is what? The confusion that's out here. And that's what the Messiah was teaching us when he was walking on water. It's because the water symbolizes what? The masses of people. And the waves symbolizes what? The confusion that's in the air. So in this instance, uh, I'm walking on water, but I can't really diffuse or decipher the waves that's being thrown at me. And that's how people get shipwrecked. See, you see, you we have to be what you would call above the stupidity and the foolishness that's out here. That's the whole point. So brothers and sisters that's out here that feel like they gotta prove something, right? By sitting amongst a bunch of heathens, then you doing yourself a disservice. So Proverbs 4:16 says, "For they sleep not except they have done mischief, and their sleep is taken away unless they cause some to what? To fall." See? So a lot of these guys that's in the street, they wake up in the morning on garbage. And who is that? Let's look at this. Let's turn to First Peter 5:8. Let's turn to Kepha, First Kepha 5:8. Check this out. First Kepha 5:8. It says, "Be sober." What does that mean? You got to pay attention. See? And look, brothers and sisters, see that can go both ways. It's because, like I said before, in the middle of this discussion, I have a right as a human being to preserve my life. Let's say if they are dummy and they got weapons of mass destruction. See, I got a right as a human being to defend my life by any means necessary. So this doesn't mean that it's just gonna go both. It's just gonna go one way. See, this can go two ways. See, all because you got individuals around here, they can't sleep without doing some type of mischief. Now, they were individuals that was going to Addison to go because they beat these buckets for money. Well, if that's what you want, then you supposed to be about getting some money. Why you trying to be about nonsense, smoking weed on the train, drinking, doing a lot of hollering and things and it's causing attention amongst yourself, right? But that ain't nothing but the devil, just like the scripture says what? It says First Peter 5:8, "Be sober, be vigilant, because your adversary, the devil, as a roaring lion, walketh about seeking whom he may devour." And see, really, that whole thing right there was a test, brothers and sisters. And I think I passed the test with flying colors. It's because I had weapons of mass destruction on me too. I didn't have no guns, but I'm concealed and carry, right? But you know, let's say if you're not using wisdom and you do something that's out of character, you mess around and find yourself in jail. You don't even know how you got there, right? Until you sit down and realize Man, I'm in jail because I didn't pay attention to my first thought is to move about these guys' way. See, my brother told me this. He said a man should only fight when he has to defend himself, when he has to defend his family. That's the only way a man should fight. You should always be about peace, and you should always conduct yourself a certain type of way. But the only way you should be fighting is if uh you 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 fighting in self defense because somebody doing something to you or somebody do something to your family. That's the only thing a man should be fighting for. If he had to physically get out here and fight. See? But with all that, brothers and sisters, you gotta have wisdom. And you gotta pay attention to what's going on out here. So when they got off the train, when they was at Addison, right, one of the guys, he started beating on the glass where I'm sitting at. He wanna beat on the glass, right? And the other guy, the main guy, he must have been the leader or something. I don't know. Maybe because he wasn't really acting the fool. It was just the two guys. Really, the light skinned guy, he started the other guy acting the fool, right? But the leader that was with his girlfriend, the one had the female, he looked at the guy and told him, said, "Man, cool out, man." You know what I'm saying? But that wasn't nothing but the creator. See, that wasn't nothing but the creator. But that whole situation can go left, man. You know how many people that be on these trains and get into confrontations, next thing you know they dead or they in jail for murder. That's why I say you gotta pay attention out here. And you always gotta be aware of your surroundings, man. And you gotta be aware of your mindset. See, because just like I just read in Peter, First Peter 5:8, it says that the devil is running around here seeking on whom what? He may devour. See? What does that mean? I'm gonna get in your life and I'm gonna cause confusion. See? You're gonna be on the train, you're gonna be on your way to work, and I'm gonna put these guys in front of you and see how much heart you got. See? I'm gonna have them antagonize you to see where your mindset is at. Are you gonna give in? Are you gonna get on what they getting on? Or you gonna have wisdom and walk away from this situation? See, you gotta pay attention to a lot of these traps and things of this nature that's out here in these streets, man. Because we read the newspaper, we look at the news every day, and we always see people that's involved in situations that a lot of times they could have walked away from. So this one more scripture, one more verse, and I'm out the way. It says the 17th verse, the fourth chapter of the book of Proverbs. It says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness." What is that? Gang culture, drill rap. See, the cares of this world, selling drugs, scamming. See, that's the bread of wickedness, the philosophy and teaching of the Euro Caucasian. See, that's the mindset that they have. So it says, "For they eat the bread of wickedness and drink the wine of violence." See, always want to be in the midst of some nonsense. That's why a lot of these guys, man, this is the perfect example of why a lot of these guys get put to death is because of their conduct and behavior. See, because if you got Yah on the brain, you don't supposed to conduct yourself like that. And we see when you don't have the creator on the brain, this is what happens. You're gonna be 6 feet under the dirt, see? Or you're gonna be void of understanding. So with that being said, peace, shalom.